What?
I said Malcolm alleged that some of Elijah's women were underage secretaries, and can you expound on that?
Yeah, well, I guess they were because they were there. I seen them. I seen them myself. It's all true. It's all true.
Good evening, messenger. You convinced us that you were the last messenger. How many other bastard children do you have?
Barbershop conversation, guys. Feel free to hit the subscribe button. So what you're looking at is an Al Haymon contract, man. People were doing a lot of talking, and I only give the information, man. And this is an exhibit from his court case with Bob Arum and Golden Boy, and so you guys can see. I'm going to read it to you word for word so you can get an understanding. Then I'll break it down real quick. But we're doing a lot of talking on the internet without primary documents or sources. As you guys can see, it's stamped at the bottom of the top page. It's stamped by the courts. But let's read this. The effective date and continuing for the duration of the term, fighter shall not directly or indirectly enter into any agreement or arrangements, written or verbal, or grant any authority or power relating to any boxing activities without the prior consent of manager. So that means they can't do nothing without Al Haymon. Al Haymon is not an advisor. He's a manager. Okay. This is his contract. Do we understand? All right. Without limiting the foregoing during the term, fighter agrees to only render services and grant rights in connection with boxing activities solely and exclusively for manager, and agrees not to circumvent manager's rights, duties, and opportunities hereunder, and will not take part in or negotiate for any professional boxing bouts, contests, or any exhibitions or other endorsement, sponsorships, and personal appearances. That means you can't go to the club. That means you can't get a Nike deal without Al Haymon involvement. That means you can't do a speaking engagement at a school if you're getting paid, if he wanted to enforce it. This is a Jewish deal. This is a 360 deal, y'all. All right. And I'm going to give my experiences real quick. If during the term here a fighter desires to enter into any promotional agreement or bout arrangement, which fighter is not then bound, selection of the promoter shall be the sole discretion of the manager. So this I need to do a second part of the video. So this means that even though these fighters have promotional companies, they cannot put on fights without the signature of Al Haymon. Part two, they cannot go to Top Rank, the Zone, without the consent of Al Haymon. This is a 360 deal. And when I'm gonna give you my experiences real quick. When I signed my deal for my books, I had to go through these contracts, and and they wasn't really big companies, but medium-sized companies that had some bestsellers were in pursuit of me, and on my second book especially, not my first book. And I had to go through it, and these contracts look pretty similar when I went to go down to the studios and negotiate my movie deals. These are the similar contracts, but moreover than that, in your movie contracts, I can't do nothing on the subject. So for example, if I had sold 9 wives to a studio, I couldn't do nothing on that subject without the consent of that studio. Part two, any ideas, any scripts I write, they had the first look option. That's basically say, we got to give you permission to go out and shop it. it sounds cool. You got a first look deal. Congratulations. No, that means they're in control of all your creativity. And that's the reality of this. So if Al wanted to enforce this, he could. I don't know if he is enforcing it. Obviously, he didn't enforce with Adrian Broner or his contract was up. But the reality is, I'm gonna tell you guys the truth. Al Haymon will not, and you guys need to screenshot this and enlarge it so you can read it. Al Haymon will not take his fighters to courts because it will be a discovery period, and he don't want a discovery. That's the truth. That's why he didn't take Amir Khan to court. He didn't take Mar DeRozan to court. He didn't take when he got the Triple G fight. He didn't take or when he went to Don King and so on and so forth. He didn't take Daniel Jacobs to court. He didn't take Adrian Broner to court. He didn't take the Baldomir brothers to court. He can't afford for his books to be open. And the savvy lawyer will go through his books to prove a point. And that's the harsh reality of this thing, man. And everybody praising Al Haymon, this is his contract. It's stamped by the courts. And use your common sense, do what you want. And I know 99% of YouTubers have never, ever sat and had a business meeting with deals like this shoved in their face. And so I can speak from experience. This is not the deal you want to sign. You want the freedom. And more importantly, you want a date on it. You want for 1 year. You want dates on the contract. Al Haymon doesn't even put dates on his contracts, like fight dates. He said he will give you 3 fights, but no dates. I've seen it. And now that this is getting out, I'm going to make a separate video on this, but a fighter called me and said, why do people like Al Haymon so much? I haven't even met him. Yeah, why does he get so much protection from the media when I fight for Al Haymon and I've never met him? You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is, man. It's many of the fighters appreciate the pushback now that Al Haymon is getting. So we'll see how this goes. So anyways, man, y'all have a great day. This is the language from an Al Haymon contract. This is an exhibit in the Bob Arum courts. This is an exhibit in the Golden Boy deliberate courts, and use your discretion. This is the contract that Kanye West talks about, the control. All Al Haymon did was copy and paste and then edit as it pertains to his music contracts. Barbershop Conversations. Feel free to hit the subscribe button. I'll talk to you guys real soon. Peace.